Hi, my name is Victoria Peel-Yates and I am the author of the binge eating recovery blog here at HealthyPlace. And I wanted to talk today a bit about how restrictive behaviors around food lead to binging in my experience. Usually for me, I start to engage in restrictive behaviors as a way to gain some kind of illusion of control over my life. So usually when something is happening in my life that is not in my control, that's an emotional trigger. Of course, now, for example, we have the current coronavirus pandemic, which has left me, like everyone, feeling like we have absolutely no control over our lives. And so that triggered some restrictive behaviors for me. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about how that cycle works. So for me, when I restrict, it's usually a type of food or types of food that I restrict, or the amount of food that I allow myself to eat. But this really only lasts a few days, a couple of days, one day sometimes, because I'm just using my sheer willpower to stop myself from eating. And of course, on the one hand, that makes me think even more about all the food I want to eat. And on the other hand, my body is not getting the food and nutrients and calories that it needs. And so it starts to go into starvation mode, which makes me crave more and more foods. And so as soon as I can't take it anymore, that leads me straight back into a binge. And very often my experience after a binge is to go back to the restrictive behavior because I feel guilty, I feel ashamed, I maybe have some body image issues, especially if I've been binging for a while and gaining weight. And generally feeling bad about myself and wanting to regain some semblance of control again. And so I go back into the restrictive behavior and the cycle starts over again. So if you're noticing that you are also experiencing restrictive behaviors as a response to what's going on globally or anything else in your life, I invite you to just become aware of that and aware of those thoughts that lead up to those restrictive behaviors, and try to rationalize with them and, remind yourself that it's going to lead back into binging and it's just going to keep you locked into that vicious and painful cycle. So thank you very much for watching. Let me know in the comments if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you again soon.